Hello, and welcome to another Fandom Friday, where a member of the Rogers Public Library staff tells you something that they are a fan of. Well, it's me again, Evan Day, the young adult librarian, and today I want to share with you Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the IDW comics. Now, I have been a fan, like I'm sure some of you, of the Turtles since I was a little kid watching the cartoons in the 80s and early 90s. The IDW comics are a combination of not just the characters from that series, but all the other versions of Turtles before, in its own unique melting pot. Let me explain. Of course, let me give you a little bit of trivia, very important Ninja Turtles trivia here. The original Ninja Turtles were actually a comic book that came out in the 1980s co-created by Peter Laird and Kevin Eastman. They were later adapted to a cartoon in the 1980s that quite a few of you probably remember. And then there were other comics, there were other cartoons, some that have been come out recently. And this comic book series came out in 2013 and is something of a combination of all the versions that came out before in their own unique way. I'll explain that in a little bit. But what you need to know is it's a series that starts off with our main characters. Now, for those of you who may not have any idea who the Ninja Turtles are, basic idea: 4 turtles in New York and a rat, or perhaps a person who turns into a rat, depending on which version you're looking at here. But here it's a rat. Runs into some green glowing ooze in the sewers. The turtles turn into grown-up humanoid people, and the rat teaches them ninjutsu, and they become ninjas on the streets of New York. Comics, cartoons, they're awesome, aren't they? And they end up fighting evil ninjas in New York, led by the Shredder. Well, all of that is in here, and as well as all the other characters that you might have known and loved if you grew up watching the Turtles, and a couple of new ones completely unique to these comics as well. They don't just rehash old stories, they tell them in completely new ways and give you just enough nostalgia while also trying things in a new direction, at least in my opinion. The IDW comics are actually the longest running, in terms of issues, Ninja Turtle comics that we've had. There's over 100 issues and several side stories, but don't let that intimidate you. We have several volumes here at the library, but you can also access them digitally with your library card if you go to the RB Digital app. I have several tutorials. We have several of them actually in the video section here on Facebook and on Instagram as well, if you want to go see how to use that, as well as on our website. So check out RB Digital if you would like to actually check out some of these comics online as well. Well, what is it actually like? Well, just for example, just to give you sort of a brief rundown, because I don't want to spoil it very much in this series. We actually start up with the 3 turtles. Raphael is missing. Obviously, there's Leonardo, Donatello, Michelangelo, and Raphael, and their master Splinter, right? Raphael is missing. The 3 turtles and Splinter are fighting not the Shredder, the evil blade-wielding ninja master, but this group of street thugs and a cat. They're looking for them. Where is he? Well, Raphael's gone missing. We don't know why he's missing. We don't know how the Ninja Turtles got that way so far. It drops us into a very unique story, and as it all comes together, it builds into this large, overarching story that tells you the history of how the Turtles came to be, what the connection between Splinter and Shredder is. We are introduced to Casey Jones, the hockey mask-wearing vigilante for justice who hits criminals with hockey sticks. The very smart, intelligent April O'Neil, who in this version is a scientist like she was in the original comics. We will have new characters like Alopex, the mutant Arctic fox. Old standbys like Bebop and Rocksteady, who are just as funny as ever, but also now much, much more dangerous. Really, it's a very unique take while being nostalgic, and I know I've said that several times, but that's really sort of the summary for why I really enjoy these comics. If you have any interest in the Ninja Turtles, I encourage you to try this one out, see if you find it enjoyable. And hey, as far as fun, action, enjoyable comics go, I'd recommend it for teens and up in terms of content. All right, that's all I have to say this week. Hope you enjoy me nerding out a little bit for you, but that is the sort of way Fandom Friday works, right? Come back next week and have something new to try out, and hopefully you'll enjoy that as well.